So today we're going to go over my entire Snugs scheme or offense out of the Arizona playbook. It's going to be video by video. We're not going to do an entire big video. It's going to be about 4 minutes for each video, maybe 7 minutes for one of them. Now, what you want is your tallest receiver or your tallest tight end, best catching tight end at the left of screen receiver spot, which could be number 88, I believe his name, or not his name. What's his name? Demaryius Thomas. That's what it is. He's on the left side of the screen. He's on that corner route right there. Now, that's mainly our base play. That's what I like to come out in, unless unless I want to switch it up and come out of bench or something like that and make a few hot routes. But other than that, because I can quick hike with this play, typically come out of this and then audible over to something else if I'm no huddling or whatever, or I'm trying to switch it up. Now, two adjustments that I like to make. I like to block aggressive, or max protect, and put the X receiver on the zig route. And there, I ended up getting 2 yards out of that, but the only reason I passed it to him was because I seen the linebacker drop down and he backed up to go guard the tight end crossing over the middle of the field. So I knew right then on that the tight end wouldn't be open. As soon as that linebacker dropped back, I had just that amount of time or that space right there to get it to the X receiver, and I didn't want to rate on the B receiver, which also gets open across the middle of the field as well. Now, in there you can see that the linebacker on the left of the screen, he dropped down on the X receiver but stayed on him that time. So we could have passed lead up to the post route going over the middle on the tight end, number 80, Julius Thomas. But we decided to wait for the B route to come across the middle because we can see the post basically taking the middle linebacker over across the middle of the field and leaving the middle of the field for our crossing route on B to be wide open. Now, each route basically pulls zones. We just add that X route in there because he tends to suck down zones a lot more, even when you have light blue or purple on the right side of the screen. I've seen that happen. And there you can see, I think his name is Brandon Spikes, end up jumping down on the ball again or on the X receiver again, leaving the post over the middle. And this time we ended up passing it to the post over the middle. Now, typically how I really like to do this, or how I really like to read the field when I'm in any play, or when I'm in this play in particular, is I like to read the middle of the field. But if you had to pick a receiver, or if I had to pick a receiver, it would be the X receiver, mainly because from then on I can see if anybody has sucked down on them. But you can also do that when you're reading just the middle of the field. The middle of the field is basically where everything happens pretty much. You can see where the linebackers are pulling, you can see where they're going, and what's going to be open and what's not going to be open. And there you can see the X route beating his man-to-man defender, but he doesn't. Zig routes don't tend to beat man-to-man this year like that, but there he was just open, and I can tell that he was open. And they're more likely to get open against backed off man or off coverage man, or I forgot what it's called. It's off man, whatever it's called, but they tend to get open when they're backed off. Now, as I was saying, I like to read the middle of the field because that's just basically where everything happens. I can see if the post is pulling the yellows over the middle. I can see if the zig is pulling the light blues or whatever and stuff like that. And there you can see the corner route on the wide receiver basically beating his man-to-man. That he basically does that, I want to say, about 80% of the time. Now there is the face catch or rocket catch animation that we can get out of that. Now, all that you have to do is just you have to let him run about 30 to 35 yards or so. And then you want to hold both of the back trigger, which is left trigger and right trigger, or L2 and R2. Or no, not those bumpers, not the bumpers. Forget I even said that. Anyway, just hold both of the back triggers and you want to pass lead up. And you'll basically get that animation pretty much every time. The most that they're going to do is try to swat the ball down or something like that. And there you can see him being open open towards the sidelines because the light blue basically sucked down the zones and they were in the cover too, so they didn't back up. Hope you guys enjoy. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and check out our forum section, which is at thegamerslab.com, and check out our Twitch at twitch.tv/thegamerslab. Make sure you stay tuned for the next video of this series.